Part 3. Using the principle to build a successful marital family. In this presentation, we briefly explore the principles of co-creation and how they are used within a marital setting. These are the natural principles that allow us to develop and mature our inner world, which allow us to become increasingly effective in our marital relationship and our life. The principle of creation explains what motivates God to give of Himself. The principle explains that God is driven by an irresistible impulse to give His love. And He has this irresistible desire to offer His love because He desires to find beauty. He wants to give His love and gain beauty in return. Alternatively, He sees beauty, which stimulates Him to want to give His love. When God is motivated to give of Himself into this world, He then uses the 7 principles of creation to achieve His goals. Because we are children of God, we are motivated in the same way. When we see something we consider to be beautiful, this draws us in and we want to enter into a relationship with it. Alternatively, in our mind, we have a picture of the beauty we wish to create, and this motivates us to give of ourselves, so we substantially create this beauty. Of course, beauty comes in different forms. We might be drawn to seek for truth because we consider truth to be beautiful. Or, we might get involved in some inspiring task because we wish to manifest goodness. Alternatively, at work, we might feel we're doing something meaningful, so we work hard to achieve the goal. Then again, some of us wish to experience joy. So we go bowling with our friends. Alternatively, we just love beauty itself, so we are drawn to take walks in nature. The divine principle explains that the love and beauty dynamic does not drive itself. The principle shares that we all have the God-given ability to appreciate beauty and that the act of appreciation allows us to draw out the beauty that is embedded within each of God's creations. Beauty always exists in all that God has created. The question for humans is whether we can see that beauty. People who find it hard to find beauty might be depressed and find it hard to motivate themselves. However, you can also train yourself to see more of the beauty that does exist and also develop your ability to be more appreciative. There's always more beauty than you think and many more things to be appreciative of. Once you understand how the love and beauty dynamic works, you will find it to be the central dynamic that allows you to stay in love with your partner for 50 years or more. Successful couples learn to use the love and beauty dynamic for their benefit and for the benefit of their marriage. So, we know from human experience that we are drawn to give of ourselves as we seek to be connected with or to create different forms of beauty. We also know that beauty exists, and when we find it we want to engage in give and take action with it. What, then, does it mean to be in love? It means that you see the amazing beauty in your spouse. And their beauty is so attractive and stimulating that your senses become overwhelmed and alive. So when two people meet and are attracted to each other's beauty, we call this falling in love. Seeing somebody's beauty sets off a multitude of different chemicals inside your brain. And, being intoxicated by love, we find that partners have no problem living for the sake of each other. However, for most married partners, that feeling of being in love can dissipate and even die. There are many reasons for this. One is that we eventually start to see the underdeveloped or fractured parts of our partner's character, and we lack the inner abilities to process these character weaknesses in a way that allows us to stay emotionally close to them. However, another, maybe even more important reason, is because we become too familiar with our partner's beauty, and when this happens, the love drugs are no longer released. Our partner's beauty no longer excites us. However, successful couples get around this by learning to search for new levels of beauty within their partner, and there are many levels to explore if you want to. And each new aspect of beauty they find stimulates them to fall in love again. And, in falling in love again, they want to offer their love once again into the relationship. Ideally, over time, partners build up a comprehensive picture of the different forms of beauty within their spouse and within the marriage they are creating. One might call this an appreciation bank account. Compared to the large amount of beauty, weaknesses in the partner are tiny. And when the appreciation bank account is large, partners can even start to see beauty in their partner's weaknesses. And this is how you stay in love for over 60 years. Now, The principle of creation teaches us that when we enter into give and take action based on God's will, this generates specific forces or different types of energy. The principle labels these different types of energy as existence, action, and multiplication. In other words, interaction with my partner or my children allows for something new to come into existence, allows for behaviors to be expressed, and allows for growth to happen. So, when you enter into interaction with your spouse, this generates the forces to learn about yourself, to learn about your weaknesses and your strengths. Hence, if you sometimes reflect on your behaviors, over time, this energy will allow your inner world to grow to new levels of fruitfulness. Also, with reflection, this energy allows you to learn how to apply the 7 principles of creation in more effective ways. Hence, because the love and beauty dynamic provides the energy needed for personal growth, we can label this dynamic as the starting point of the principles of co-creation. I use this principle, along with God's help and guidance, to create new aspects of myself. I seek to allow new parts of God's character to flow through me. We discipline ourselves so God's character can live in us. And when we do so, God's blessings are more likely to appear. There are 5 key elements in the principles of co-creation. The first 2 allow partners to build up an appreciation bank account, thus allowing for love to flow. Of course, there will always be challenges in a marital relationship. The question then arises, what is causing this challenge? What growth might I have to go through in order to be able to fix this problem? Once a person has found a possible solution, once they find the reason why the problematic moment occurred and develop new skills so that the problem is less likely to happen again, they find beauty in the problem itself and hope is rekindled. Hence, they can re-enter the love and beauty dynamic. For example, some men find that their partners express strong emotions when they seek to solve marital difficulties. These emotions can cause some men to want to run away. However, once men learn that the woman's brain is, on average, specifically designed by God to be more emotionally responsive than the man's brain, they find it easier to process their partner's strong emotions. They realize that their partner is not attacking them on purpose, but this is just a special, important feature that God has given the opposite sex. The 4th principle is forgiveness. Sometimes something goes wrong in the relationship. What's done is done, there is no way to go back and fix it. Hence, learning the art of forgiveness is essential for allowing partners to re-enter the love and beauty dynamic. Because there are 5 different textures of God's love, there are 5 fundamentally different pathways to forgive our spouse. The more forgiveness strategies each partner has, the easier it is to move past erroneous events. Lastly, for partners to keep growing, they need to keep learning. The more they learn about how one sustains a marital relationship, the more choices they will have when it comes to solving their marital differences. When partners become competent in using these various principles, they find that they can move past relationship conflicts with ease. Since being in the love and beauty dynamic is such an emotionally pleasing place, why stay away any longer than necessary? One of the most important things you can do before you marry is to restore, as much as possible, your relationship with your parents. If you have an unhealthy attachment connection with your parents, you may well transfer this warped attachment style into your marriage. This won't help you at all. One of the most important steps you can take is to develop a sincere heart of gratitude to your parents. Take time to seek out the many positive experiences you have had with them. Or seek out the good qualities they express, and which ones you might have inherited. Strive to build a stronger love and beauty dynamic with them. Learn their life story. The more you understand their lives, the more compassionate you can be with their weaknesses or survival strategies. Yet again, you can seek out people who you find difficult to appreciate. Listen to their life stories. Find some beauty that will allow you to enjoy them more. Additionally, seek out ways to forgive those who have hurt you. All these things and more will help you when it comes to building a successful relationship with your spouse. Having the power and ability to get back into the love and beauty relationship with your spouse is an incredible power that will create many blessings along the path we call life. So, in the mentoring process, partners, if they wish, can learn new ways to find beauty in their partner. They can also discover new strategies for seeking meaning during difficult moments and learn new paths to forgiveness. These principles allow us to gain a picture of God's inner workings and how He interacts with the world. If we wish to be successful and receive God's blessings, we would do well to seek to channel God's character and use the principle of co-creation and the principles of creation to increase our chances of building a loving marital family. This is our responsibility.